All right, question 13. Again, I'm going to try and get away with just the fact that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1 and tan theta equals sine theta on cos theta. And then just hopefully just rearrange those. So for example, if I rearrange those, it'll probably be sine squared theta is 1 minus cos squared theta. And the other version of this one is cos squared theta is 1 minus sine squared theta. This also tells us that cot theta is cos theta over sine theta because it's tan upside down. Let's have a look at A. So for this one, I'm just going to start playing with these things. This is sine theta times cos theta times, now cosec, third letter, 1 on sine. 1 on sine squared theta. And we're trying to prove that it comes to cot theta, which is 1 on tan theta, isn't it? Now sine squared theta and sine theta, the squared's going to cancel, so we're going to end up with cos theta over 1 times 1 on sine theta. Now 1 on tan theta is tan theta upside down, so that's cos theta on sine theta, which you can plainly see we've got. This is what I hate, having to write it out once you already know it. All right, next one. Okay. Ooh, okay. Now this is the same as sine squared A squared take cos squared A squared. We're trying to prove it comes out as sine squared A take cos squared A. Now, just to remind you, if I have A squared take B squared, then that's A take B, A plus B, isn't it? From chapter 3 or whatever it was. 2, maybe? 1. No, 1. So this will come out as sine squared A take cos squared A, sine squared A plus cos squared A. We're hoping to prove that it just is sine squared A take cos squared A. Now, sine squared A take cos squared A, not much we can do with that. But sine squared A plus cos squared A is 1. So we end up with sine squared A take cos squared A, because that whole lot times 1 is just it, equals sine squared A take cos squared A. Who could have guessed? So left hand side equals right hand side. All right. E. Oh, fractions. They get nasty when they get fractions involved, mostly because none of us have practiced our fractions. Sorry, hang on. I'm uploading stuff to YouTube at the same time as I record this. Paste image. Okay. Whew. I'm going to rewrite this. I've got 1 plus tan squared x divided by 1 plus cot squared x equals tan squared x. Now this is the same as 1 plus sine squared x over cos squared x divided by 1 plus 1 on tan squared x. Actually, I'm going to leave this one as tan squared x. which means I've got 1 plus tan squared x, technically, over 1. Now, this one, I'm going to cross multiply. So it's divided by tan squared x plus 1 over tan squared x. If you're having trouble with adding those fractions, by the way, you need to stop and pause this video, stop and write it out, 1 over 1 plus 1 over tan squared x. So tan squared x over tan squared x plus 1 over tan squared x, etc. Tan squared x. Okay, which means we've got 1 plus tan squared x all over 1 times tan squared x over tan squared x plus 1. You should be able to see where this is going because this and this cancel out. So I get tan squared x over 1, which is tan squared x equals tan squared x. Left hand side equals right hand side. That wasn't too bad. The last one, G. Ooh. We're going to cross multiply. So we've got 1 take sine theta plus 1 plus sine theta. Technically, each of these should be in brackets. Over, and then these bottom ones are times together. 1 plus sine theta, 1 take sine theta equals 2 times, now sec is 1 on cos. Okay, so the top line becomes 1 take sine theta plus 1 plus sine theta. The bottom line is a take ba plus b. So that's 1 squared take sine squared theta. And this becomes 2 on 1 times that, so it's 2 on cos squared theta. Now the sine thetas cancel out, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we get 2 on cos squared theta, and you should already recognize 1 minus sine squared theta is cos squared theta. Left hand side equals right hand side. That's question 13. Yes, they're a bit of a nightmare to work through. It's worth taking the time if you're having trouble with these. This is the kind of exam question you would get. If you're having trouble with question 13, I really recommend you go and do the right hand side as well as the left hand side. Or when you're studying for something, or yeah, if you've got time. It's year 11, you don't have spare time, let's be honest. But yeah, if you possibly can, I really recommend that you take the time.